This is the fourth video for the 6-2F. We're going to solve now some more equations. It'll be a little more involved. It's going to ask us to check our answers. Like we saw, there might be a possibility of no solution. And I will do that. There might be some ways just to kind of look into a visual check that things are checking out, but there are some weird things that can happen with some of these. And just kind of ignore some of these problems. But we're going to look at this one. 2/3 minus 4 root x equals 2. We're going to isolate this. We'll start with subtracting 2/3 on both sides. Definitely want to abide by that rule on these problems. Next step, we're going to get rid of -4 times this. So we're going to multiply both sides by -1/4. And we're going to have root x. Guess if you're keeping count, that's maybe my third technical glitch. Whoops, sorry about that. There we go. -1/3. And before we get too much further, like we saw in some of the other Desmo slides, this is a time to kind of pause. We have a square root and it's equal to a negative. If I double check my work, that does look correct. And this being negative, even if I did get an answer for this, like 1/9, it isn't going to check out. So a minute ago, when I said you had to do these checks, maybe don't need to do them because you can maybe just check as you're going. And I know at this spot, this is in fact no solution. I don't need to go forward with this problem. And I also need to think as I'm going through these about those plus or minus problems. So I'm looking for an exponent of 2, an even exponent. Maybe if there's an exponent of a 4 in the original problem, that means I'm going to do plus or minus. So that one was no solution. Let's try another one. We're going to try 7 root x plus 3 minus 5 equals 9. First step is we do our add subtract like we did in 7th grade. We'll isolate. Next step, we're going to get rid of 7 times this by dividing. All right, this would be a good time to kind of pause. This is like with absolute value equations where we would isolate and split here, but before we did that, we would sometimes double check. Looks good. I know this is not going to be plus or minus because it needs an exponent 2. And this is going to have an answer. So I'm going to square both sides. And I'm going to get x plus 3. Don't forget to make this 4. And my answer is x equals 1. And you can kind of plug this in and kind of see this is going to work. In high school courses, you might even get an answer that when you plug it in, maybe doesn't even work. We saw that sometimes with absolute value as well. We'll plug it in and show the verify here since the last one didn't have it. We're just doing number crunching. This is understood to be the positive root of 4. There's no negative in front, so it's just square root of 4, which is 2, not plus or minus 2. That's only when we're solving. 7 times 2 is 14. This is not solving, it's a verify. And it does check out, which it could kind of see would. Look at one more example. And feel free to, if I went too fast through that, pause that or rewind that or replay it. Cube root of b plus 5 equals -2. Can we have a cube root equal a negative number? We can. So we're going to go forward with this. We're going to cube both sides. Don't forget to cube the -2, which is -8. And we'll subtract 5 from both sides, and we get -13. And our check will be cube root of -13 plus 5 equals -2. And like I said, these maybe can be more done in your head. Hopefully, you're looking for ones that are no solution. But if not, this is sort of your fail safe, as well as, like I mentioned moments ago, in high school, you might have equations that actually come out with answers, and maybe some of the answers actually look really good. but maybe of two answers, one of them works and one of them doesn't.